Originally, I was going to simply share my thoughts regarding the gameplay demo that we got on Saturday from the EA presentation, but I decided to wait to see what Respawn had to show regarding Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order at the Xbox presentation earlier today and just combine them both together. Now, obviously, the reason why EA and Respawn wanted to have a trailer for Jedi Fallen Order during the Xbox presentation is because there may be an audience there that wasn't there yesterday at the Fallen Jedi E3 presentation. So they were trying to cater to as many viewers as possible, whether they're at E3 or around the world. Now, I realize that technically EA is not at E3, it just happens to be going on in the same area near E3. Confusing, I know. So, my overall thoughts regarding Jedi Fallen Order. By the way, I was already excited for Jedi Fallen Order. I think that it's going to be good. Respawn is a very good development studio. They've been working on this game for a few years. And the story itself is going to be canon. That's just the way all Star Wars content is now, whether it's the movies, TV shows, the comics that have been coming out since Disney took over, along with the novels. Jedi Fallen Order is canon, so that's definitely a cool thing. So everything that happens in Jedi Fallen Order actually exists in the Star Wars verse, and this of course takes place after the events of Order 66. I think from what I remember from the trailer, the original trailer a couple months ago, that's like 3 years later. We're following a surviving Padawan, and he's trying to stay low, but he gets found out, so he has to go on the run. He teams up with another former Jedi, and apparently, according to the gameplay trailer, as well as the trailer at the Xbox presentation for E3, we're going to see the return of Saul Guerrera, voiced and performed by Forrest Whitaker, of course, from Rogue One. So it's going to be interesting to see what we have to do with the partisans, because this is before the Rebel Alliance was a thing. There were several anti-Empire factions out there, and Saul Guerrera's partisans were one of those factions, and they were very, very extreme. And a lot of the gameplay takes place on Kashyyyk, which is home of the Wookiees. Obviously, the Wookiees have been enslaved by the Empire, and Saul Guerrera, the partisans, along with your protagonist of Fallen Order, or Jedi Fallen Order, is trying to rescue the Wookiees. And the Wookiees need a little bit of work. I know it's hard to make hair look good in video games, and Wookiees are hairy from head to toe, but yeah, they didn't look that good, the several scenes that I saw Wookiees in. And at the beginning of the gameplay trailer on Saturday, it does say alpha. So this is not the final product. I'm sure Respawn's still working on improving that and other things regarding Jedi Fallen Order before it comes out in November. And hopefully the finished product the Wookiees will look a little bit better. And overall, I thought for an alpha, it wasn't bad looking. Now, a lot of people would complain that it was very slow paced. It felt like a slow version of Force Unleashed. You could also tie in some Jedi Knight from back in the day, or Jedi Academy. Yes, I'm old school, so a Star Wars fan when it comes to the TV shows, movies, and video games. So many damn games I've played that had Star Wars in the title. But yeah, I am still excited for this game. I feel like that it's going to probably be an okay game. I don't think it's going to set the world on fire. I don't think it's going to win any awards graphically. I don't think it's going to be ugly. It's definitely not an ugly looking game. But is it going to be the best looking game of 2019? Probably not. As long as the story's good, as long as the voice actors are good. Of course, Cameron Monaghan, he's a fantastic actor, so I have full faith in his acting abilities as the main character. And the story, if it's good, if the gameplay mechanics are fantastic, it looked like they were pretty good. I think during the demo, what we were seeing was his force powers maxed out, like his ability to force push and force throw stormtroopers and purge troopers, as well as this new force ability, time stop. I don't seem to remember a Jedi having that ability to stop time. I know that in Force Awakens, Kylo Ren has the ability to stop blaster bolts, which was something that we saw in Jedi Fallen Order. And there was a really cool scene where he stops a blaster bolt and then he force pulls a stormtrooper that shot it and puts the stormtrooper in front of the blaster bolt, and that's how the stormtrooper gets killed. That was awesome, which leads to a lot of different optional ways to take out stormtroopers and other baddies that we happen to encounter in Jedi Fallen Order. Mainly, obviously, the stormtroopers are going to be bad guys, the purge troopers, and then, of course, Second Sister. We didn't really see Second Sister at all in any of that. We also saw an Imperial droid. They introduced the Imperial droids in Rogue One, and that's going to be interesting to see how difficult they are to fight. But the Stormtroopers are pretty easy. It's just they have that numbers thing going on. And the Purge Troopers looked pretty challenging. So it's going to be interesting. I wonder if there's going to be different settings. There probably will be settings like easy, normal, hard, or maybe they'll have the levels like Youngling. I know, they're not allowed to say Younglings at Galaxy's Edge for some reason. Okay, but they'll have Youngling, let's see, Padawan, Jedi Knight, maybe Jedi Master as the difficulties. They probably won't have Youngling. It'll probably be like Padawan, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master. And like I said, I think that what we saw in that demo, obviously an alpha once again, not the final product, at least I hope not, especially when it comes to the look of the Wookiees. I think what we were seeing was the skill trees for the Force powers at probably max abilities. And that's another issue I have. I mean, with Star Killer, by Sam Witwer, another great actor who's also part of the Star Wars verse now. He voiced Maul in Clone Wars, and he's also voiced Palpatine a few times, including the first and second Star Wars Force Unleashed games. I mean, they made Star Killer OP. I hope that's not the same in this situation, because I don't really want my character to be OP. Yes, I want to have Force powers. I want to be able to improve the Force powers, along with your little droid friend. The little droid friend looked kind of cool, though. I like the little droid guy. He's kind of a unique, his own version of R2-D2 or BB-8, as some of you are fans of now with the sequel trilogies. So the droid's going to be kind of cool. Their interaction, they looked really promising right there. So overall, despite the fact that I wasn't overall wowed by the gameplay video we saw on Saturday, as well as the new trailer, honestly, I liked the first trailer way better. I thought that did a much better job. Oh, by the way, the score, the music, absolutely fantastic. That was one of the things I wanted to mention regarding the gameplay trailer on Saturday. Is it definitely feels Star Wars. So props to Respawn and whoever's doing the score for the game. It definitely made me feel Star Wars. So that's awesome. And a lot of the other stuff that I saw, I was impressed with. And I was already on board to play Jedi Fallen Order when it comes out in November. I'm more excited about Jedi Fallen Order than I am with the 9th movie. Let's see, Rise of Skywalker. I hope Rise of Skywalker is good and actually does justice to the sequel trilogies, because Last Jedi, less we say about Last Jedi, the better. But I was still on board for Jedi Fallen Order, and I think Respawn's a great developer. I like the actor that's playing the main character, and I think overall they probably are working really hard to get Jedi Fallen Order looking as good as possible, as well as good of game mechanics as we can hope for when it comes out in November. I hope it's like up there with some of the games I've mentioned in the past, because the lightsaber force powers from older games by Raven Studios, like Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy, were phenomenal. I love both those games. Plus, I'm a Dark Forces fan. It's a shame that Kyle Katarn never got made canon, or Jan Ors. Damn you, Disney. And, of course, a lot of people love Jedi, Star Wars Force Unleashed. So I could see a little bit of Force Unleashed, a little bit of Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, or Jedi Knight Outcast, and all that in this game, Jedi Fallen Order. So it's nice to finally get some gameplay. That was one thing a lot of people complained about, because the first trailer obviously had no gameplay. And I'm not really a fan of cinematic trailers to begin with. So yeah, it's definitely a game I'm still on board with as a huge Star Wars fan. I'm going to be picking that up, probably pre-ordering it, and I'm definitely planning on hopefully streaming it when it comes out November 2019. Let me know your thoughts following the presentations of Jedi Fallen Order at E3, whether it was at EA, the Xbox trailer, or both. Does this make you even more excited for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? does this make you go one way or the other? Does the Force strong with Jedi Fallen Order? Are you finding your faith in this game and Respawn lacking and disturbing? Feel free and let us know below in the comments section.